Good morning. Welcome to Energy Workz. Today we're talking about learning from yesterday and tweaking tomorrow. And I guess there's aspects of our life that we wish were different, that we wish we could have done differently or are doing differently or perhaps had just tweaked a little. And so I guess we wanted to clear energy around this idea of doing it a little bit better. And even the idea of being able to improve things just a small percentage. So there was a talk that we heard, and it talked about the English cycling team and how they didn't have a win for, I think it was over 100 years. And one of their coaches started to work on just improving things by 1% and improving like aspects of their, whether it was their gear or their technique or just one aspect at a time, improving it by 1%. And so I guess if we can look at our life that way, what can we do a little bit different? Because we know that, the definition of insanity is keeping on doing the same thing and believing that you can get a different outcome. And, of course, we don't get a different outcome. All right. So what do you need to tweak in your life? Is it about your food? Is it about your exercise? Is it about your nutrients? Is it about your breathing? What part of your life do you need to tweak so that it is a little better? And, what's the 1% change that you can make to help your life go in the way that you would like it to go? And where in your body is it telling you that something isn't quite right? What part of you is complaining? All right, so let's go in the Heart Chakra. Okay, so what comes up in the Heart Chakra is insatiable yearning, so always wanting more or, not happy with what you have or how life is. Also having unbalanced relationships, having clinginess. So I guess we want balanced relationships in which we interact. Asthma comes up here as well. Also the oil black spruce. So it's not one I know off by heart. So let's have a look. This is Essential Emotions book. So I'm just going to look up in here. Okay, so it's the oil of stability. I guess we could all do with being a little bit more stable, especially in unstable times. So black spruce is both grounding and stabilizing. Of all the grounding oils, the spruces are the most effective. Spruces are especially helpful in times of crisis, shock, or trauma. During such experiences, a person's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. These trees stabilize an individual's energy, helping them to return to a grounded state. Black spruce has mastered the art of energy conservation and endurance. It teaches individuals how to regulate their physical energy by listening to their body's rhythms and needs. Black spruce models how to persevere through the storms of life by drawing strength from one's roots. It offers a model of vitality and longevity through living in harmony with nature's cycles and seasons. Spruce can also assist individuals who feel depleted of energy to renew themselves. It helps those who struggle with extreme moods to find balance and moderation. Black spruce is an ally in dealing with fear, especially subconscious generational fears. All individuals hold genetic and DNA memories from the generations who have gone on before. At times, individuals may struggle under the weight of fears that didn't originate with them. Black spruce helps them gain clarity about fear-based memories and release them from the mind and body, freeing themselves and others in the process. And I think that is the beauty of doing generational work too, that not only do you help yourself be free, but you help the family members that also have those same fears. So I guess if we're talking about the heart chakra, it's about doing what you love, isn't it? And finding ways to do what you love and also be paid is like the ideal situation. All right, so next comes the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is about expressing oneself, intention, honesty, integrity, truth. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves the truth. I can be guilty of that. All right, lower sinus comes up here as well. All right, I speak my truth. And sometimes our truth is that we're not okay with a particular situation, or, we're not okay with how people speak to us or treat us. All right, I substitute love, joy, and peace for old habits of addictions and abuse. It's now the right time to express the best of who I am. So as Anna said, I don't feel myself. It's like something has a power over me, or someone has put a ritual on me, feeling many pains. All right, so sometimes we can have entities that bother us, and that can be quite a horrific experience, because often they talk to us and they don't talk nicely to us, and we think it's us, and we think that we're not a good person or that there's a difficulty there. So it's important then to get yourself back in the light. So often we need like a trusted piece of music or a poem or a scripture or a hymn or something that we listen to that brings that light back into our lives, and to, fill ourselves with light so the dark doesn't want to stay. So I think in this day of age, when we have a lot of evil rearing its head openly, we really need to understand, if we feel the influence of darkness, that we tune back into the light, and also realize that if you are having opposition, that you have a lot of good to do, and that the opposition would like to prevent you from doing the good that is within your heart that you would like to accomplish. And so the more opposition you face, the more you must realize that you are a person that is a force for good. And at the moment, we need all the people that are a force for good to stand together and to support each other, and to, lift up other people that are beaten down by the times that we're in. And sometimes it's just something you need to say to someone, or, a small act of kindness that you may have the feeling to do. And I think it's very important that you do that, because these things are inspired by the light. All right, so what's coming up still in the throat chakra are communication problems. All right, so there's still like the communication problems can be ours, or they can also be inherited. So that's why we were talking about the black spruce earlier, helping to shift the generational patterns. And so it's on dad's mum's side that this problem is being generated, and it's both men and women. And it goes back like 23 generations. Sometimes we can have, other evil that can be put on many generations back, and we can ask to clear that as well. All right, so I know when to surrender and let go. So this is in our crown chakra. And sometimes I think we have to hand all things upwards, because we do the best that we can. And if if it's not enough, then we need to ask for extra help, and we need to trust that, other people will step in to help. And even if it doesn't go perfectly or how we think it should, to trust that it's part of what needs to happen for our growth and learning. So now we're going to go back into the first chakra, or our base chakra, which is about, our security and our safety. All right, I'm worthy of acceptance. Okay, age 2 comes up. So where were you and what were you doing when you were 2? Sometimes it's another sibling. I release my fears and replace them with faith. I give myself permission to thrive. Now we're going to jump back up into the brow chakra. All right, so the need to prevent bad things from happening. And often in families, we desire to protect our family. We desire to keep them safe, and we don't want to have them to have any harmful experiences. But of course, we know that the difficult experiences that we've experienced in our lives have helped us grow. So I guess we don't want them to suffer, but we also don't want to stunt their growth. All right, I connect easily to my spirit. I choose to replace fear with faith. I choose to be happy and balanced. So Catherine's saying that's me. Is that wanting no one to have bad experiences? So sometimes there can be curses or hexes or other evil stuff in the family tree, or have happened to us in past times, and these can affect our ability to move forward. It's almost like we've got chains around our legs. So mum's side of the family comes up, and the women. So 17 generations worth. So we have a lot of false beliefs here. So they're things that we believe that are true that are not necessarily true, and things that affect how we see our life or our ability to get past the difficult things. Okay. So now we're going to go into one of the higher chakras. So this is the 9th chakra, which is above the 7th one. All right, so this is about aligning ourselves with our life's purpose and our experiences that we have here. All right, so what is influencing this chakra for bad, not for good, is what we view through media that gives us a negative picture, negative energies, negative, feelings of suffering. And what helps us is mixing with people of a higher vibration, so people that lift us up and inspire us to do better. And of course, we have been restricted in past times, so it's like seeking out people now that lift you up, people that you feel better around. All right, I am conscious and know who I am. All right, my body no longer separates me from those I love. I am steadfast and immovable, for I know my life's purpose. And I think that's important. Like oftentimes when things aren't going swimmingly and we don't feel that it's wonderful, we need to go back to that 1% improvement, isn't it? What can I tweak to make this 1% better? Is it about, like for me, I'm not good at taking care of myself, so I have to have lots of things in place. I have to have appointments with people that I feel like I would let them down if I didn't show up. So it's like doing what you need to do to help yourself be okay. So sometimes we forget who we are. We get caught up in all the rubbish of life and feel that we have no influence or feel that we're not inspired or we're not living our life in an inspired manner. So it's like we need these experiences that help us to feel who we really are. And knowing that you're not an accident, or that, no matter what your birth circumstances were, you were put there at the right time and in the right place. All right, so now our grid is damaged. So our base grid houses all our chakras. And so if we have a shocking experience, whether it's physically shocking, emotionally shocking, it's like our grid will take the hit, and so then it will split, and then the chakras don't line up properly, and we don't function well, not on full power. All right, so age 16, there's one of these experiences. Age 37, age 60. All right, now we're going to go into the H Chakra, which is under the first chakra, into the ground. Are you getting to ground yourself? Are you releasing all your tension to Mother Nature? All right, so sometimes we see the earth as needing to be conquered rather than, I guess, working with Mother Earth. So for some people, physical contact with animals is really important. Do you have a pet bird that you hold, or do you have a cat or a dog or a rabbit, or, what other animal do you have that helps you to feel grounded and calm? All right, my actions impact other living things. All right, and I guess wanting to make a difference. Like, we often want to make a difference in this world, and we may think that we have no influence or that we're unable to help people. So we have to trust that we are an influence for good and to follow how we're inspired to do that. All right, now we're going back into the Heart Chakra. All right, the need to fix others is coming up. And sometimes it's easier to fix others than ourselves. We ignore our own problems and focus on other people's problems. And usually other people's problems are things that we have too that we don't like, and we see them in other people and want to change what's happening. All right, now we're going to jump up again into the 11th chakra, which is getting right up there in the sky. So this is about our Akashic record. So it's like all the thoughts and feelings and experiences that we've had is stored energetically in our energy field. Sometimes we can call it the book of life. So patchouli oil comes up. So patchouli is the oil of physicality. Sometimes we don't want to be in our body, or we're not able to be consciously present in our body. So what parts of your body are speaking to you and telling you that there's a problem? All right, patchouli helps individuals appreciate the magnificence of the physical body and all of its natural processes and functions. It assists in releasing emotional judgments and issues related to the body, such as believing the body is unholy or dirty. This oil helps with body image distortions and general body dislike. Patchouli brings confidence in the body, as well as grace, poise, and physical strength. It reminds individuals of their childhood experiences when they use their bodies for play and fun. On the deepest level, patchouli assists individuals to feel at peace while being present in their physical body. So are you not in your body? Are you off somewhere else? Okay, so Susanna's mentioned the first three chakras. Thank you, Susanna. All right, so I'm going to go into the second one first for some reason. So which is about our feelings. All right, what comes up is allowing offence by others. So I guess when someone is offensive, we can acknowledge that they're trying to be offensive, but if we don't take it personally, it doesn't have the desired effect, I guess, from their perspective. So Catherine says she wants to escape her body all the time. Yes, sometimes we do. All right, I am in touch with my feelings. Sometimes our feelings are yuck and we don't like them. But it is the opportunity to know that we're not going exactly the right direction and to change it up a little. Okay, so this has got a generational component, mum's side, mum's dad's side, and the women. 11 generations. All right, now we're going to go into the solar plexus chakra, the third chakra. All right, so what's coming up here is self-consciousness. All right, also what comes up is thinking that change is unsafe. And I think at the moment we are being very confronted with things that feel unsafe. All right, also gallbladder problems come up. Let's just look up gallbladder. I'm going to use Ina Siegel's book. All right. So this is what she suggests that could be hiding in the gallbladder. Resentment, grief about men, our masculine self or achievement in the world, feeling irritated, depressed, indecisive, confused, angry, wounded, thinking of yourself as a failure, thus sabotaging opportunity for success, feeling second best, neglected, unimportant, a victim, holding on to trauma and pain from the past that creates struggles, hardship, and lack. All right, age 16 comes up. So what happened when you were 16 that is still affecting how you think? So what else comes up is depression. All right, so hopelessness and depression can arise from deep disappointment, betrayal, the loss of a loved one, failure, anger turned inward, an accident, a major trauma, or a physiological condition. So depression can make you feel helpless, misguided, confused, fatigued, and melancholy. You may feel that life has lost its meaning and has become dull, colourless, and pointless. You may experience being trapped in the darkness of your mind and find it difficult to see a way out. However, depression can also provide you with the opportunity to connect to and work with aspects within yourself that you have not accepted and that you have repressed. Working with these aspects can not only lead to a deeper understanding of yourself, but profound healing and transformation as well. Physically, depression can lead to problems with the chest, lungs, blood, gallbladder, gallstones, prostate, as well as back pain, alcoholism, compulsive eating, scoliosis, joint stiffness, abscess, Alzheimer's disease, amnesia, and other ailments. All right, so this is what Ina Siegel suggests in her book, The Secret Language of Your Body. So she said, place your hands on the part of your body where you feel your depression most intensely. Breathe into the area for a few moments, allowing any motion to rise to the surface with little resistance. Relax your hands. Say divine healing intelligence, using the orange-red ray of light, sweep away all depression, disappointment, dullness, and helplessness from my system. Help me find my way out of this heavy, dreary state and renew my life force so that I can begin to see the brighter side of life, full of joy, laughter, and fun. Restore my enthusiasm and thirst for life so that I can contribute to humanity and give back all the kindness and assistance I've been blessed to receive. Thank you. All right. So she said, repeat the word clear several times so you feel lighter. So observe the orange red ray of light moving through your body, mind, emotions, and energy field, and begin to clear and dissolve all negative thoughts, words, feelings, memories, and images of depression and disappointment. So I think that's probably a good practice to use when want to change how you see your life or how you're feeling. Often we do get stuck in depression or thinking that, the best times have already passed us. We can have anxiety about the future, that thinking that it's going to be like the past. So it's like helping ourselves to get out of where we're stuck. All right, so now we're going to go into the base chakra again. All right, so survival. Are you worried about your survival? We've been put into a state of great fear and anxiety at this point in time. And I think it's been purposefully done to prevent us from feeling connection in community and to prevent us from feeling okay and safe, and using the fear to make us be manipulated. So it's like coming back to trusting you will survive, and knowing that you're here on this earth for a reason, knowing that you came to earth at this particular point in time by choice, and that you agreed with your family members before you came to earth on the role that you would take. And your role is important, and you need to tune back into your role and not to give up, even if it does feel hard and difficult and heavy and you have a lot of opposition. So trust that you are in the right place at the right time and don't give up. Tweak everything that 1%. All right, what else is coming up here is rectal or colon problems. So your bowel not emptying properly or having a pain in the butt, literally. All right, feelings of fear and anxiety. Difficulty settling. All right, having acceptable social behaviour. And sometimes we want to keep everyone happy and just, not make waves, but sometimes you're the person here to make waves. I'm connected to my body. I remain grounded at all times. I easily maintain healthy body size and image. So I think, even if you decide that your 1% tweak is that you just have to get outside once a day and, touch a tree or sit on the grass or just walk in your local neighbourhood and appreciate the nature that's near you. Ground yourself, connect yourself. Okay, so something in our mind. All right, so having patience. Sometimes we're patient with other people but not with ourselves, or sometimes we're not patient with anybody. All right, I'm patient with myself when I make mistakes. Being patient, compassionate, and understanding is more effective in the long run. I know this too shall pass, and there is always light at the end of the tunnel. I easily identify the real issue behind others' impatience and know how to quickly appease the situation. And I think when we're feeling stress, it is helpful if someone acknowledges our stress or acknowledges how we're feeling or the difficulty that we face. All right, so another virtue is tolerance. Sometimes when we're not feeling very spacious, we are not tolerant of other people and we're unable to deal with other people's problems. Let's go resilience. So resilience is about being able to endure anything. All right, when trial after trial seems to fall upon us, we often reach breaking point. It is at these desperate moments that our greatest resilience is required. Resilience is a choice, a deliberate choice to pick ourselves up and view the situation differently and keep going no matter what. All right, I no longer wallow in the mud of self-despair and self-destruction, for I am resilient. I easily overcome the many hurdles placed before me. I believe nothing is impossible. All right, so now we go back to the principle of I am, which is like understanding exactly who you are, that you're here for a reason. It's not a mistake. You just have to be who you are. All right, the mind and the ego will always try to define what you are. It will always want to finish the sentence, I am, and whatever pops in your head. If we are consciously aware of these thoughts that keep presenting themselves, we can clear them and integrate new positive statements of intention. Our ultimate aim is to say I am and not be tempted to finish that sentence. But to begin, we can incorporate statements like this. I am abundance. I am divine. I am source. I am light. I am faith. So what I am would you like to state? I am improving day by day. I am growing day by day, minute by minute. And I am who I am meant to be. So often we have to look back and see the changes that we have had and accomplished. So a little bit more in the brow chakra. All right, I'm releasing all the energy connected to pain so I can create love and joy. Okay, so I guess we have to let go to our grip on pain. It may be what we know best or what we're used to or even generationally a thing. So it's like being able to shift that old thinking and way of life to upgrade to a newer way of thinking. All right, so let's check in. Susanna, how are your chakras? And are you feeling more yourself? Susanna said, I accept myself even though I make mistakes. Perfect. I love it. And really, the mistakes are the opportunity to learn, isn't it? All right, what helps as well is solitude, so having time where we're peaceful and can meditate and pray. So Susanna said, still feeling paralyzed in the first three chakras. Okay. H6 comes up. And also generational baggage on mum's side, mum's mum, and the women. 33 generations and 3 different lines of the family tree. All right, so what's coming up here is belief in mass negativity. And I think we're really experiencing that at this point. You know, lots of people just believe it's all terrible and we're, you know, what's going on is dangerous and we've been told to be fearful when that's not necessarily the truth. All right, so now we're plugging in a cranial adjustment. More generational baggage here, dad's side. Just dad. Stuck emotions we inherited from dad. All right, being unable to think rationally. And this may not be all the time, but sometimes when we're stressed. Also our grid, base grid again. Age 20. More generational baggage, mum's side. Mum's side. Mixed group. 17 generations. Okay. All right, let's check in again. Any other places that people would like to express or talk about, or anything else before we finish our call? And I would like to dedicate today's call to all the people that are suffering through oppression and illness and lack of leadership at the moment. Susanna's commented on how many generations are involved. Yes, often we can feel quite terrible and not realise that it is not us, so that it is generational baggage, which is kind of a relief in a way, because then you don't have to feel so bad about yourself. Okay, very good. Yes, we will be doing an advanced energy works in January. It will be the middle week of January, the Friday, Saturday, and the Monday. Okay, thank you everyone for your contributions. Hope you have an amazing day. Believe that you are making a difference. Bye.